Welcome back to First Listens, that series where we listen to an album that neither of us have heard for the first time.
Today we're going to be listening to Joyce Manor's Never Hungover Again. We recently listened to I Used to Go to This Bar, and on that video we had so many requests for us to listen to this. So we're going to do it now. We've listened, we're doing it. I'm very excited. The amount of requests is crazy.
I really enjoyed I Used to Go to This Bar, so let's kick straight into things here with Christmas Card.
I feel like we've kicked straight in with that Joyce Manor sound.
I love the random little high-pitched guitar notes that are coming in just in the right ear.
I like that bass and drum pairing there, giving it this pumping energy.
Oh. It's not how I expected it to kick in.
Yeah, that jingly guitar on the right side. Tasty. Oh, what a way to introduce an album that is. I mean, from that track alone, I can already see why this has been heavily suggested. I feel like that was a really, really nice, well-rounded track. Although, maybe it's just me. Christmas Card. That didn't feel very Christmassy.
Yeah, he did mention money in a Christmas card at one point, but I think the overall track, I quite liked. You can feel the emotion in the vocals already, and we picked up on that when listening to the latest albums, and it just feels very personal. And then there was a lot of good guitar work, and especially in that bit where it kind of broke up and got a bit choppy for a second towards the end. It surprised me. It's not where I thought it'd go.
With that really thumping bass tone again as well. And I feel like the bassist and the drummer in this band in particular work so well together. They both carry it through. They're both very much in the rhythm section, and the way that they kind of counter melody each other just works so nicely with the vocals on top. Oh, it's good.
Well, let's go on to Falling in Love Again.
Oh, very punky bass.
I feel like I recognise this one.
Yeah. Feels very light and airy.
I wouldn't describe this as light and airy.
No, I meant the instrumental wise. I'm liking these lyrics though. He's met somebody, he likes them, thinks they're funny, likes their mates, wants to give them some money, knows that they don't want his money. Perfect.
Kicked in nicely there as well. Great drum work.
Oh, a little bit of synths.
There's so much going on in the instrumental right now.
Yeah. The drummer's losing his mind. Loving them cymbals. He's falling down a hole. Yelling. Did kind of like that outro though, because we had the vocals kind of decaying each time that the line was repeated, and then also the instrumental was becoming more and more sparse. It felt like more stuff was dropping out, so it genuinely did feel like maybe not falling down a big well, but it felt like it was slowly distancing itself rather than just having the usual let's just fade out. It was actually like kind of thought out.
Yeah, I mean, falling down a big well is not a description I thought I'd ever hear for a track, but again, instrumentally, super impressive. Like when those synths came in, it caught me off guard. And the drumming throughout that, you could just hear him going across the entire drum kit to keep the beat the entire time. But it was a weird track because at first it was like bass focused, and then I was focused on the drums, and then I was focused on the synth. So there was just too much going on. I feel like I need to listen to it again already.
There was a lot of people taking the lead, wasn't there? It wasn't just like it was one instrument. I think that's something they do very well, is they kind of, everybody gets a chance to shine on each track, which is always nice to see.
Well, Tim, it's the end of the summer, although in reality, it's actually the start of the summer.
There's that thumpy bass.
Focusing on that funky bass line again.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, the bass and the drums. Oof. I love the little mini fills before each chorus. The drums just doing a little bit of work. Got a bit of harmonies going on there.
A bit of a heartbreaker for us.
Yeah, very succinct though. I think that's something that Joyce Manor do really well. We say it about a couple of artists, but when an artist can just kind of explore an idea for one track and they know that they don't need to make it 3 or 4 minutes long, they can just do it in 2 minutes or less.
Yeah, I thought that one was a little bit more straightforward than the first couple of tracks. It felt like kind of what I would expect coming into a Joyce Manor album. Not that that is a problem. I still enjoyed it, but there wasn't as much straying from the path, if that makes sense.
Yeah, all the instruments kind of felt like they were in the pocket, and we just kind of had this idea. They explored it for as long as they needed to, then said, you know what, we don't need to do any more than that.
Well, up next is Victoria, but before we go on to that, please do remember to hit like and subscribe. If you're a Joyce Manor fan, a pop punk fan, whatever you may be, please hit the buttons and leave a comment telling us a pop punk album we need to check out next.
And if your name is Victoria, you have to subscribe. Legally, I feel like you're legally obliged to at this point. Oh,
Heavy.
way more energy. Woo. I like that.
Yeah, that's unique, that, isn't it?
The use of them toms on the drums as well. Whoa. Bass is going crazy.
I love that chorus section. That's proper good.
Really catchy. Oh. That was a crazy track.
I really enjoyed that. That might have been my favourite of the album so far. That chorus section was sick. The drumming was insane again, but it was just so catchy and fast-paced.
We had that high energy as well. We kind of had the drums that felt a little bit like more punk adjacent, you know, snare, and then bass drum, snare, bass drum, just over and over again. Really good stuff, following it through. But there was kind of this vibe at some points where I thought a little bit Jimmy Eat World influenced, but then also kind of like your old school pop punk bands, maybe not that old school, but like SR71 and all these kind of these bands that are big with your favorite bands. It felt like there was a lot of influence in there. I really enjoyed that. I like it when Joyce Manor do fast songs, it seems.
Up next is Schley, spelt really weirdly.
Schley.
Schley.
No idea. Schley girl.
They love these grand entrances to a track, don't they?
Yeah. Big props to this bassist. Oh.
Oh, that's nice, that.
Really nice.
It's got a proper floaty feel.
Yeah. Ooh. That's very catchy.
Imagine trying to sing the back to him live.
Everybody, diddly-doo.
Schley. I got it right with a
Oh, it is, yeah.
Oh, with the fast-paced drums now and that guitar riff. Unreal.
God damn.
Might actually be a new favourite, 2 in a row. I really enjoyed that, especially at the start. It kind of had this euphoric, almost indie-esque feel to it, as opposed to the quite centred around pop punk and punk we've had so far. I didn't know Joyce Manor really had that in him, but that guitar riff towards the end was sick, super catchy.
The guitar riff was fantastic, and a part that I really liked was in like maybe the first third where it was just bass and drums, but then the bass dropped out and it was just drums and vocals. And it really made you realise that when the rest of the band isn't there, it feels a little bit empty. Then we had a really like delayed bass drum that just kind of carried the bass in the background. Then everything came back in, and I really enjoyed that. I feel like that dynamic is not explored enough. I feel like we don't just have drums and vocals. It's not something that you usually hear. So that was really cool, and I really enjoyed it.
Well, we're up to track number 6 with Heart Tattoo.
This is straight punk, this. I really like that guitar sliding as well. Classic.
Feels very Blink, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Early Blink.
That guitar slide, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, the track as a whole, to be fair.
we're both just shaking our heads. Sounds like we're disagreeing with each other.
No. Is that Tom DeLonge in the background? I mean, you even said it with the guitar slide there, but I do feel like that was a very Blink-inspired track. It even sounded like it's a topic that they would talk about on a short track, saying, I want to get a heart tattoo. I know it looks shit, but I don't care. I'm going to get one. But then also the fact that the lead vocalist kind of sounded like Mark, and then the ad-libs that were in the background kind of sounded like Tom. It all felt very Blink-inspired, which is not to detriment at all. I really enjoyed that. We might have another favourite on our hands.
Do you know what thought I just couldn't get out of my head throughout that song? How painful it would be to actually get a tattoo on your heart. I don't know why.
Oh, God.
Just that thought.
Oh, my
Because of the name of the track, and he
Yeah.
kept saying, I'm going to get one. It made me like envisage that happening, and it was a horrible thought.
Do you think that he's saying he wants to get a
No,
tattoo?
no, I know
heart?
that he's not saying it literally, he's using it, but
No.
it still made me
Do you not think
of
he's
it.
just on about getting a heart tattoo with somebody's name in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's not on
Oh,
about.
I was thought about getting a tattoo on your heart. Oh, you see, I've just
See,
messed out
so
completely.
I was gonna make that joke, and I thought that's not a good joke, but you genuinely.
I don't know why.
That's good. That's good.
When he kept saying I'm gonna get a heart tattoo, I was thinking, oh, that'd be painful. That'd be the worst thing in the world.
I'm 99% sure that he's just talking, because he said something about, I know it'll look bad and all this stuff, but I don't care. It's the only one I have. I think he's talking about getting a heart tattoo that maybe has somebody's name in it after he's been talking about falling in love again.
But if it's the only one he has, you only have one heart. You have plenty of places you can tattoo.
Well, let's leave it up to the commenters. How do you interpret that track? Do you think it's about him getting a tattoo on his heart? Or do you think it's
Impossible.
about him getting a heart-shaped tattoo? Let's find out. If we could put a poll on here, we would, but we can't. So just let us know in the comments.
Anyway, we're going to go on to track number 7, The Jerk, which is exactly what Tim thinks you are if you've got to this point in the video and haven't subscribed.
Whoa! This is what people think you are for thinking that he got a tattoo on his heart. Oh, this is a funky little ditty, this.
Yeah, the pairing of that drum fill and the guitar riff in the background, they're just melding together nicely.
You got that walking bass line as well. Oh, that's nice.
That did a really good job of feeling a little bit lighter whilst also being incredibly fast-paced. I don't really know how they did that.
Yeah, there was a certain... I don't know, how long was that track? 146. Yeah, it felt like it was really succinct. Like, but at the same time, it felt like it lasted longer than some of the tracks that have been 2 minutes long. I don't know how they've done it, but there was a lot of separate parts in it that all played together to make this kind of, I don't know, like you say, it was kind of upbeat, but at the same time very depressing. I don't know. There was a strange energy going on.
I feel like you could take that from a lot of these songs, especially with the lyrical content. Some of it's like they've got these really high-pitched, funky guitar riffs, and then it's talking about like losing all your friends and your girlfriend at the same time as been run over.
Yeah, and I think what it does is it makes you feel emotions that you're not sure what they are, which is amazing to do as an artist. And I also think big props to the vocalist, because the way that he delivers his vocals and the way that they sound, it has so much emotion that's coming through on every single track.
Well, let's go on to the first of the final 3 tracks in the Army Now.
Oh.
There's been a lot of sounds I really wasn't expecting from this album.
This is so punk. Oh.
Had a deep feeling to it.
Oh. So there's so many vibes of like early pop punky punk adjacent bands in this.
Two different guitars going on at the same time. I don't know which one to concentrate on.
Melting my brain, man. You're twisting my melon, man. Dirty bass tone.
I don't know why, this had a bit more of a British feel to me. You know, like the early British punk music.
Again, we had that little section there with just bass and drums. See, there's an amalgamation of bands that I felt like were in the vein of that. Like I was thinking NoFX, and I was thinking Rise Against, and then I was there was so many different bands that felt like came through that. Yet at the same time, it still felt super unique and not at all like any of those bands. But I feel like there's a lot of inspiration throughout this album, but they've done it in such a way that they've not tried to copy them, but they've used their inspirations and put them into their classic Joyce Manor sound, rather than just trying, let's be Blink, let's be NoFX, let's be all these other bands. They've taken the things that they like and put their own twist on it, which I have massive respect for.
Yeah, it's certainly inspiration, not plagiarism, if you will. I know that there's been points in this where I've thought of other bands, but there's not been a point where I've been like, oh, they've clearly just ripped them off, or they're just copying exactly what they do. So I completely agree. It felt like that one went a little bit more into kind of the underlying theme of the album, with that like fast punk feel, because we've had more tracks like that than any of the other more individual different styles that we've had. But up next is Catalina Fight Song, one that I think you'll know, because I definitely know this song. If you don't, I'll be surprised. Yeah.
All right, okay, let's find out.
Sunken city by the ocean, you can teach the 7th grade. Do you think because you chose to, you always don't look the way you're supposed to? At the target instead of the mall, through a bunch of where you're supposed to.
Oh, I like the feel of this. Bouncy, innit? With the
That's
drums
exactly
kind of
what it is.
Slightly offbeat.
Most people don't think about that. The thoughts like now. Sunken city by the ocean, heart smells like hot. Get away, the unpicked, because you chose to. The unpicked is a degree unpicked they are. Never
What a track. Wow, I'd never heard that before. What was that, 1 minute and 5 seconds? God damn.
See, I remember being like 15, 16 and finding this by chance on like a Spotify playlist of some kind and been like, this is sick. So it's one that's kind of always been in my rotation. And I know when they play this live, it goes off. I remember seeing a clip from Outbreak Festival a few years ago, and it's like you said, because of the beat of the track, everyone's just bouncing and losing it whenever that comes on. I think that's a great song, especially to say it's a minute, like a minute long, and they get that much energy out of you.
That's the only issue that I feel like if I went to see that live, I'd want them to do it twice in a row. I don't think I could just see it the one time. Maybe they do, yeah. Maybe
once at the start, once at the end.
Yeah. Just get everybody bouncing at the beginning, get everybody bouncing at the end. That was fantastic. The shortness that it was kind of... Again, it's one of those tracks, they've done this a few times on this album where it's a short track, but it feels like it was much longer than it was. And that's definitely one that I'm going to come back to. That was a great shout.
Well, Heated Swimming Pool, the last track, Tim. It feels a shame, doesn't it, to get to the end
quite
this quickly?
sad, yeah.
And if you want us to listen to some more Joyce Manor, let us know in the comments which album we should pick next.
We'll be more than open to it because, god damn.
It has a bit more of a dancey feel, you know what I mean? You can get a little boogie onto it.
Yeah, like a bit of a slow dancer, but quite a fast slow dance. Yeah, let's go. Do you not feel like there's a bit of the Smiths influence here?
Maybe, yeah.
With the bass line and the vocals.
First time I've heard an acoustic.
Is there an acoustic in there? I'm liking that open hi-hat sound. Oh, I'm sad it's over, man. I'm really sad it's over. That was such a good album. Thank you. Thank you to everybody out there that suggested this album when we listened to their newest album, because I feel like Joyce Manor are one of those bands that I've always been familiar with. I know who they are, never really listened to. And the fact that we get to do this on this channel always brings me joy, because we're always finding these massive bangers, and the amount of tracks I end up adding to my playlist, stuff like that. I love it. So thanks again for suggesting this.
This is one of those for me as well, where I'm really happy we've got this series, because it gives us an opportunity and people tell us, listen to this, and we come to it. And I enjoyed so many different tracks on that. There was lots of different styles on display, and I think I was surprised by that on their latest album as well to a certain extent, but especially when you go for these pop punk bands, a lot of the time, for example, when we listen to The Story So Far, it's all pretty pop punky, you know what I mean? It's all in a similar lane. There were some tracks on this that I'd say veered more into like an indie sound for a little section of the song and then went back into the heavy drums, etc. But I think the musical talent on display in this band is insane. And to be honest, we've said it before for other ones, I'm surprised I've not listened to this in full before. And I'm also surprised that they aren't way bigger than they are.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that these guys don't have millions of monthly listeners. Like, I can't quite think off the top of my head what the numbers on Spotify are. I mean, you can't really see it on Apple Music, which is what we use. But they deserve way more than they get. And whenever you see them on a lineup, they're not high enough. They need to be high. They're so good. They are so good. And again, how I haven't listened to them prior to now is beyond me. And I'm sure a lot of people out there, I saw some people saying there's no way these guys haven't listened to Joyce Manor before. Genuinely have never listened to Joyce Manor before. And it's always surprising to me that I've got to this point in life and I've listened to all these different bands and all this music, and there's still fantastic music out there that we just haven't listened to.
Yeah, there's 1,000,001 bands, isn't there? There's always someone we've not listened to. So if you think we're missing anyone in this pop punk sphere, then let us know in the comments who we should listen to next.
And if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe. We listen to all sorts of music, so even if pop punk isn't your thing, I don't know why you've watched the
Why are
whole
you
of
still
this.
here?
Yeah, I don't know, but there's all sorts. We do try and do nearly every genre that we can think of. So again, leave some suggestions down below, even if it's outside of the pop punk sphere. Who knows? Thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.